man. I cannot play a Sikh who's stereotyped like a joker who people tell jokes about. 12 baj gaye, ye baj gaye. Pehle pictures mein aise hi hota tha. Used to be a Sardar
Very
comedian.
typecast, yeah.
Sardar actor who play comedian. And then came this Balle Balle and this, and I saw Guru Granth Sahib right in front of me. It compelled me to, take a pledge that your Sikhs have sacrificed so much for humanity and the country of Hindustan, and least I can do is I will not cut my cash till this movie comes to its conclusion. People might disagree with you, and people might have different thoughts, at which I respect. I respect, but don't necessarily follow as a guideline to my life.
Randeep, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. Doing this with you after a long time, so super excited about it.
Yeah, man, Corona kind of took the charm of meeting journalists personally and talking about your life.
Right. Chalo, glad we are back here. I watched 2 episodes and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
Very well done to you and your entire team. Firstly, I want to ask you, this definitely takes you in a different zone. When you, are you someone, when you're playing a character, when you go back home, are you someone who can switch off, or would you like to continue in that, because there's such an intense character?
Well, it becomes part of your memory, for sure, and the more you believe in it, and lately, I mean, as you grow as a person and as you grow as an actor, you do tend to have this muscle that you develop over time, where you tend to believe things more and more, and so it gets harder and harder to let go of it, but the easiest way out of it is to jump into another project.
Right.
And start believing in that. That might create confusions, and there are parts of the things you learn from the characters and the stories you're a part of, which stay with you. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good, but overall, that's life. Any experience leads you to that, and you just got to move on.
Right. A lot of actors who I interviewed recently tell me that local is now the new global. When you tell a local story rooted to one region, that's the...
I hope those actors are doing those.
I hope so. I hope. But do you believe in this? Do you think the more...
Absolutely, absolutely. I think they stole my line, or rather they got there before I did.
Okay.
I do believe, and it's a big marketing term that I learned in college in Australia some 25 years ago.
Okay.
That to grow global, you got to go local. Yeah. So I think it's come to that, and when you're in something which is real and it's got a flavor of that place, it's like going to a different restaurant of different cuisines and all that. You don't want to go to a restaurant that pretends to be Chinese. Or pretends to be Italian. You want to go to a restaurant which is Italian or Chinese or whatever, all those things. So similarly, your palate for consumption of audiovisual content is guided by that. And the more authentic the taste, the more you crave for it.
Right. In here your character arc is quite amazing. बचपन से कुछ एक story, एक backstory है, and it goes on. What does it look like on paper, firstly, and how do you make it your own? Because you really have done it this time also. You are known to getting into the character, losing weight or whatever is needed. What is your process of making it your own?
This, what you've described. You make it on your... first of all, you got to believe in it, and then you start creating around you and within you ways of making it more believable for yourself, and that's all. And the more you're able to achieve it, like in times of highway and all those things, I felt what I believed and how I was, I could only translate about 30-40% of it on camera, because of the circumstances of the fake circumstances of the whole process of shooting with cameras and this and that. But over the years, I've been able to translate more and more of my thoughts and my preparation onto the screen, because I have really being able to zone in and forget anything else that's around. And it's the process of isolating yourself from the process of shooting, which is, I guess, with practice you can.
Right.
And if you have, if the director is able to create those circumstances, and those are the kind of directors that I like working with, mostly, yeah.
Right, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a time you were very invested and you gave a lot of time to Sikhism to understand it. Could you tell me that phase and why did you do that?
Well, I was cast in a movie called about the Battle of Saragarhi that happened in 1897 on the northwest frontier, which is present-day Afghanistan. So while we were initially prepping for that project and role, and Rajji had called me to Amritsar and they were casting other Sikh boys from there, I went to the Golden Temple for the first time, and I went to the museum, and I'd already read books on Sikhism, especially Khushwant Singh's History of the Sikhs. And when I went to the museum, I read it all. When I saw those visuals, it really affected me. And when I went inside the temple and I saw Guru Granth Sahib right in front of me, it compelled me to, take a pledge that your Sikhs have sacrificed so much for humanity and the country of Hindustan, and least I can do is I will not cut my kesh till this movie comes to its conclusion. And once I did that, I got a certain other kind of strength, and the first thing that happened is I lost my vanity, which was a very big plus. It is a very big plus, especially for an actor, because an actor's job is not vanity, and we are all vain people. So that started off, and then that movie, for reasons unknown and reasons quite unreasonable, did not get to its destination, which is to the audience. But in that process, I learned to believe more and more and more. And for 3 years, I did not do any work. And that was a time when Sarabjit, Lal Rang, Sultan, and all these people had come out, and I was getting offers and money right, left, and center. But to be a Sikh and live up to my commitment to the Guru Granth Sahib, I didn't do it. And that made me stronger and stronger believer in Sikhism. And I learned more and more about it. But I never was able to share it with the audience. So then this opportunity came along, and I talked to Balwinder, and I said that, look, man, I cannot play a Sikh who's stereotyped like a joker who people tell jokes about. 12 baj gaye, ye baj gaye. Pehle picturon mein aise hi hota tha. Used to be a Sardar comedian.
Typecast, yeah.
Sardar actor who play comedian. And then came this balle balle and this and these guns and, people, these music video people and all that, who portray Sikhs as some sort of a, caricature. And wrongly so, because Sikhs are very deep people. Yeah. They're very spiritual people. Their strength doesn't come from this and this. Their strength comes from here, and they're very spiritual. This is what a Sikh is. A Sikh is not this. Sikh is this. They're humble, deep, spiritual, cultured, mannered people. And once you wrong them, then you see what happens to you, and that's the other part, So we really made a conscious decision to not portray a caricature Sikh person and go deeper into it.
Amazing. Getting this deep and giving so many months and years to, to a character, does this change you and help you personally, mentally also?
Yeah.
Do you grow as a person?
You grow as a person because of a resilience. And then secondly, you do suffer from it as well. Monetarily, emotionally, spiritually. It is a task, it's a test that you are a working actor who's not getting to express what you're going through, and then, for reasons quite stupid and unreasonable, to say the truth. And that was a real hard time for me to deal with that, you're a person who's in performing arts and who's not able to perform, and not because, not out of your choice. So it did test my spirit, my my love and passion for what I do, and I think I came out a winner.
Right.
Though I lost the opportunity to share it with people. Not all losses are losses.
Absolutely. See where it comes around.
Sure.
You're speaking very highly of a community, and rightly so. When this comes out, whose validation will make you really happy?
Mine.
Your own?
Yeah. I mean, I would see it. I've not seen it. Usually I seek validation from my father a lot. I think he's a very wise person. My mother is very adoring, though she gives me some really
I know.
critical points. Then Nasir Bhai has always been somebody whose opinion matters to me. But over a period of time, you know that, hey, they're all opinions, Everybody's got an opinion in an armpit, and you have to start rising above it and, and dwelling into your own instinct of knowing what is right and what is wrong. People might disagree with you, and people might have different thoughts, at which I respect. I respect, but don't necessarily follow as a guideline to my life.
Right. Since you spoke about your parents, they have seen you transform into different characters, lose weight. Are they okay with all this that you do?
The people close to me are the ones who really take the brunt of these things. Because sometimes I don't know who they're kind of going to get tomorrow.
Right.
And my parents definitely so. My mother, poor woman, she runs away.
Yeah, what did she say when you lost 30 kilos?
She just couldn't take it. She just left. She kept trying to feed me and say, why you just, and I just wouldn't listen to her. So she just said, I can't see you. So she left.
You're making them proud, and that's what eventually matters. And
They are leaning that way now.
yeah, they are. I'm sure they will. Lastly about this, when this comes out, what would you like to tell the audience who are watching, who have just seen the trailer, they have not seen this Randeep Hooda before? What would you like to tell them?
Well, it's a ride for sure. It's a thrilling ride of a cat and mouse game with a high emotional quotient, human drama in the backdrop of two of the biggest things that have plagued Punjab since the partition, which is the insurgency and the drug problem. The characters are fictional, but you'll cling on to them.
I did cling on to the 2 episodes I watched. I can't wait to watch more.
Thank
And
you.